IBP What's New video series. We are in the month of February, so we are here with the 2402 release. So today we will take you through some of the newest features in this 2402 release. I'm Robin from Flexo.
My name is Sander, also from Flexo.
And we are both experts in the SAP supply chain planning domain. So why hesitate? Well, we will take you through some of these topics for today. So we will be taking a look first of all at the redesigned master data workbooks. Next to that, we give you some information about lead time prediction, especially for inventory optimization, for example. Then we will dive into some details on the automated rule-based master data. So the topic on which IBP has been focusing already quite a lot is improved master data. No, and there is another improvement. And then finally, we will talk about the integration with S/4HANA Public Cloud and IBP. So, Sander, I would say let's take it away for the first topic.
Thank you, Robin. So the first topic is a redesign of the master data workbook in the Excel UI. If you remember, I think it's a few years ago, SAP introduced the Manage Master Data app on the web UI. But in my opinion, the Excel UI was still a bit lacking. And they solved that with a few functionalities. The first of which is the fact that you can select and sort attributes in your master data workbook in Excel. And I think, I don't know about you, Robin, but every client I worked with has requested this feature. The second feature is an improvement on filter functionalities. And so they do it via the workbook filter and the additional filtering on the one hand. And on the other hand, we have the simple filtering mode and the advanced filtering mode. More on that in a few slides. Finally, a few quality of life improvements like an improvement on the suggested master data worksheets, a removal of the edit box. So if right now you open a master data workbook, you will automatically be in edit mode, if you have the authorizations, of course. And then finally, the search function has also been improved. SAP, I have to say this every update, but SAP has provided us with a nice video which explains you in like 4 minutes the entire redesign, which is linked to our presentation. So let's dive in. The first functionality is the fact that we can select and sort attributes. And as you can see in the presentation, it's as if we're selecting and sorting key figures. But right now, we're doing it in our master data workbooks. If you save master data workbooks as favorites, your selection and your sorting will be stored. So it's an extra incentive to save your master data workbooks. Next feature are filters. So workbook filters and additional filters are introduced, and it's very similar to the workbook filter and the planning filter in the planning views. And so workbook filters work on every sheet, while additional filters are only used in the specific sheet you're looking at. And then finally, we have two separate filtering modes, and we have the simple filtering mode and the advanced filtering mode. So let's take an example. Let's say we're in the production source header master data, and I'm using simple filtering. If I do so, I can only filter on attributes that are within my production source header master data. While if I use advanced filtering, by the way, considers dependencies between master data. So let's take the example. I'm in my production source header master data. I'm using advanced filtering, and I have the possibility to filter on subnetwork ID, which is an attribute on location product master data. So in fact, that's the way the master data workbook filtering was working before the 2402, but the addition is the simple filtering. Now, with the new functionalities, you don't have to fear about corrupting your old master data workbook favorites, because you can still open them. And the first time you open them, they show the data just as before, no changes. While if you edit them and overwrite your favorite, then of course the new features will be active, let's say. Now, an important note to make here is that, let's take an example. I have a master data favorite I'm sharing with Robin, and I use the new features, simple filtering and sorting and selecting attributes, but Robin is still on an older add-in. Robin won't see the master data the way I do. and because I'm filtering in with a feature that's not yet available for Robin's add-in. So what we recommend is if you decide to upgrade to the 2402 add-in, we recommend you to do it all at once. So there are no discrepancies or differences between favorites depending on the user.
All right. Sounds interesting, I would say. In my opinion, it's complete overhaul, but it's aimed at improving ease
Yeah,
of use and user adoption, in my
I
opinion.
think it's
So,
long overdue and it's finally
indeed.
here.
All right. Thanks, Sander. So then I suggest we go to the next topic, and we will give some information about lead time prediction for inventory optimization. So if I set the scope a little bit, so what we do in inventory optimization, of what is done in inventory optimization, is we are going to consider lead times between different locations, for example, when you are calculating target inventories at different locations within your supply chain. Basically, you are keeping target inventories in your system to hedge against uncertainty. So uncertainty both in demand, but also, of course, in supply. Now, what IBP has been introducing now with 2402 is the possibility to gain greater insights into your information. So you have your historical data, but you can also redefine inputs by running supply lead time calculations. And that can both be done for transportation lead time, production lead time, as well as supplier lead time. So basically, the three types of lead time that we encounter in the system. Now, this whole information, this whole calculation, of course, gives us extra benefits, such as now we have the opportunity to compare lead times between different suppliers. Maybe we can take decisions based on that one. Secondly, we can also analyze recent fluctuations and compare them between trends in the past, so historical trends. And then lastly, and maybe the most important extra benefit of this introduction is that we can now eliminate overestimation of our lead time, which will of course also lead to reducing our inventory costs. And definitely, if we take into account our whole supply chain, we know that keeping inventory at a specific location also has an impact on inventory at other locations. So this effect has its magnitude throughout the whole supply chain, and the improvement or the enhancements can be of such a magnitude that it's definitely worth considering. So if we take a look at how a typical process would look like, so first of all, of course, we would need to start with the integration of our historical data, can be from ERP, S4, or any other source system. Then we need to take some action, some small configuration in IBP, where we need to configure some lead time profiles. Then, of course, we need to let the system do its work and run these calculations. And then, of course, it's up to us to analyze the results and adopt these lead times for inventory planning. So typically, if we would look at the results, we see that the outcome contains averages, standard deviations, also some upper and lower limits depending on the confidence intervals that we have indicated, and also an outlier indication function. So the system will tell us which historical lead times are without or outside those boundaries, so the upper limit and the lower limit, and you can also act on those ones. For example, you can eliminate them from your analysis to get even more accurate results. And of course, the whole idea or the whole end goal is then to use this information on the lead times, use them in scenarios, do some analysis on these scenarios, and look at what the impact would be on, for example, your inventory or your total costs that you incur throughout your supply chain. And it's all aimed at improving or enhancing your whole supply chain, and of course, leading to better results. So again, definitely something interesting to consider when implementing inventory optimization and taking into account these lead times.
Nice. Let's go to the next topic. The next topic is the automation of rule-based master data. So in the 2211 update, SAP introduced rules which can update your master data instead of doing it manually. And right now, they have a way to automate it, basically apply the rules you create automatically and in real time. For example, let's say I'm changing my target master data, or I'm updating filter attributes, or changing data in my master data types which are used in the join conditions of my rules, then automatically my rule will be applied. Important to note here is that the rules can only be applied automatically if we create or change master data. So no automatic rule for deletion or replacement of master data. Let's dive into an example. So In an order-based planning area, I have a lot size attribute in both location product and in my PDS header master data. So let's say I want to change my lot size. I have to do it in location product and in the PDS header, but right now you can do it only in the location product, and automatically the change is also applied in the PDS header. Well, from a configuration standpoint, it's very easy. It's just a check in the box, literally. Apply automatically. SAP also provides a video which illustrates the usefulness of this new feature. And I know I'll definitely be using it in my order-based project I'm working on.
Very interesting, and I think again aimed at improving user friendliness and quality of master data, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Then we will be taking a look at the final topic for today, so the integration between IBP on the one hand and S/4HANA Public Cloud on the other hand. So I think we are aware that in the current climate, everything at the public cloud solution of SAP, that they become increasingly more important and that the focus is more and more on this public cloud solution. And definitely in the future, they will be more and more moving towards this cloud. So also the integration with IBP, where we do, let's say, our technical planning, and then S/4HANA Public Cloud, where we have more our operational execution. Also, this integration will become increasingly more interesting and of course also crucial in the future. So what is now being introduced IT 2402? So what IBP or SAP is now providing in this release is already some pre-packaged solution for a bi-directional integration between IBP on the one hand and S/4HANA Public Cloud Edition on the other hand, both for master data object as well as some transactional data. The end goal is, of course, that we are going to drive and improve our planning accuracy across the systems by implementing data from the S4 public cloud solution, leveraging or using the machine learning based algorithms in IBP, and then sending back the output of IBP towards S4HANA public cloud. So typically the process looks like this. So we have our public cloud system on the left-hand side, our IBP landscape, let's say, on the right-hand side. So we integrate master data from S/4HANA Public Cloud to IBP. Same for sales history, for example, so transactional data. And then we use the IBP functionalities from IBP demand planning, for example, to generate statistical forecast, to enrich the forecast, for example, that we have, in order to come to a final consensus within the organization, which is the outcome or which is considered as the outcome of our demand plan. And then there is also the opportunity to send this output of our IBP demand planning process to S/4HANA Public Cloud again as planned independent requirements. So there we make the link from on the top from our operational system to like our planning system. We do our tactical planning, so technical level, we do the whole process there and we send back the output back again to our executional system. So then we can go ahead and take this information in S/4HANA Public Cloud and use this information as a starting point for the further process. So as I said, definitely taking into account this whole move towards the public cloud and the public solutions, this integration will become increasingly difficult. We start with a package for demand planning, but also other packages and other solutions, other modules will definitely follow in the future, I think.
Sounds like a step in the right direction.
Indeed. So that's what we wanted to discuss today. So we have highlighted four features. If you want to know about any of these features or about our SAP supply chain solutions in general, you can either visit our release page on these videos or you can follow Flexo on LinkedIn. You can get in touch with our supply chain planning experts, and then we are, of course, happy to help you in uh, landscaping or transforming your IBP roadmap for a future-proof solution. So then the only thing left for me to say is thank Sander for the presentation together with me, and also thank you all for watching. And then I think we will see each other in 3 months with the new release in May. So thank you again for watching, and bye bye.
See you.